Hello, Vibrant Life. It is Monday, April 19th, and we are coming in here tonight to talk about conference wrap up and just be together as a family. So I'm super excited you're here. Oh my gosh, as I see faces popping on, my heart grows one size at least with each face that pops on.
Mama Renata.
Hi, Renata. Welcome. Love you. Love you all so much. So, as you're coming on, we like to start with wins and wows. Got any wins or wows for us tonight?
Yeah.
I mean, I was waiting.
Sorry, I'm getting this ice pack. Worst canal. Okay, we got this. I'm gonna work through it. I was working on Saturday morning, exhausted, 7 o'clock in the morning, messaging this girl. She was in Vibrant Life already. Worked through it. She was like, "What do you think my family really needs?" And I was like, "Well, here's the bundles. How about you decide?" Just put it in her hands at that point. She messaged me back these 2 bundles. We talked more about it. But then I kind of got personal. I was like, these ones are really good decisions, I said, I was wondering, blah, 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 how's your mom doing? And changed the conversation dramatically to a plus. Like, what? My mom? I'm like, yeah, your mom's married, right? And she fell. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm taking her to Barnes at the moment as we speak. And she was like, how much does this cost? Like, boom, like once she knows I really cared about that family and I really want to go for her because she's a nurse and she has 2 side hustles and a nurse and a mom of a 19, 17-year-old and a 6-year-old. I knew she needed it. And just that personalization, authentic, like getting out of that comfort zone, telling her it just changed it to a duo order. And she said, let's start here. She said, you said a college student gets it for free. And I said, yeah. She said, well, so if my husband orders, he can get her for free. I said, yeah. She goes, okay, well, let me get this, see how we do. I said, that's great. I bet you'll love it. And I bet you'll get your daughter on it. She's like, I think so also, because a lot of people at my job say it's pretty good.
So, from conference, it sounds to me like you ditched the pitch, baby.
I'm pretty good at that.
That and as Don Rathman would say, anyone?
It's all about relationships.
Well, you've got the theme, but she actually says because relationships aren't just something. Relationships are
everything.
Yeah, so it's so important to let them know that we truly care, and remembering part of their story does that for sure. So well done, Hannah.
Can I say one more win, a tiny one?
Yeah.
Okay, so about ditch the pitch, I've been working with Sherry a really long time. And I only showed her the bundle packages, not the individual like Omegas or that. And I said, just to throw this, I totally understand about budget. I would like to offer this option, just saying, because I really think it would benefit you and jumpstart you. You don't get the kid free, but it's still going to benefit you on the wrong one. Have I given you information about the megas? She said, no. And so I sent it to her. So I'm working with that one right now just to work where they're at. And I really like that. I've been doing that a lot in my business, like Rosa, if you guys been on Vibrant Life, I announced that one, just working where she's at. And they came today, and it's just changing that around to where they're at in personalization. That ditch the pitch, really, just those 3 words help me my authenticity and like being personal.
Awesome. Well done. Who else?
Well, I just watched Lauren LaHave before we got started, and
okay,
wow.
So we're not talking about conference yet. These are wins and wows. So if you guys don't have anything you want to celebrate, we can move on to conference wrap up, but we're not quite there yet. But I like this enthusiasm. Wins and wows. Who's got something to celebrate? Megan?
The 2 Club at conference. I had brought in 2 of my team members to conference.
Woo, woo, woo. Do you know why she's saying that? Because
there's a new bowl.
There is a new bowl. Let's see, wait. I gotta show you. Here's the NMD bucket. Right now, you're gonna really like this, you guys. All the NMD bucket. Here it is. All that's in it so far?
Leftovers. Leftover streamers.
Oh my gosh.
So why is Megan saying she's a 2 club?
Because my upline taught me a long time ago, at any event, notice not just how many people you have in an event, but notice how many lines you have. Now, Megan had 2 separate lines at conference, yes? How is that? You had your mama,
My mom and Hannah.
Hannah, 2 separate lines. So what she taught me was look forward to the next conference. That means you're going to be a 2 club at next conference because you brought 2 lines with you. Now, if you went to like a doctor event and you had 5 brand new people with you, that's 5 lines. So it kind of helps to understand it takes 5 lines to get to NMD. And so you're wanting to be, developing those. As you develop with those relationships and build into them, always be noticing that. So well done, Megstar.
Thank you.
I also had 2 lines at conference. I had Dave and Katie.
Oh, look at that. Yay. Well done, you guys. Renata.
I've got, oh,
Go ahead, Josh. And
no, ladies first.
Okay, well, the picture that we took during conference that I put on my page, I had 54 people responded to me and my dress from conference.
Woo, woo, woo,
And they're
woo.
still coming in.
That's awesome. You know what? People just so much love to see us out there having fun and living our lives. That's so great.
So I was pretty excited.
I'm so happy for you. And you looked so beautiful.
Thank you. That was the dress that I wore in my daughter's wedding.
Ah,
So
gorgeous.
it was really pretty special.
Mm.
And it was for a special occasion too. So
It was.
It really was. Thank you for being there. Okay, Josh.
Yeah, well, I mean, aside from I'm about to hop on Renata's Facebook page and add another love to that.
okay.
So my sister is the second youngest of my siblings. There's 7 of us in the family. We're separated by 8 years, and she's got MS. And I've been telling her about Juice Plus, talking to her about Juice Plus. Got grandma and grandpa to sponsor her kids, through the Healthy Starts for Families programs. And so she's been letting the kids do that. And we've been seeing those circles, not circles, the dark marks under their eyes, which can indicate, of course, a lack of sleep, but a lot of times it also indicates a lack of nutrition. So we've been seeing those dark things under their eyes disappear, which is nice. But nothing, we're not, nailing any specific, huge win there. And so they're just kind of like, okay, well, if they want to keep taking it. My sister was starting to lose eyesight. And finally she said yes to Juice Plus. I put in an order on Friday. I saw the notification that it shipped out today. So super excited about that because I've been trying to get her to come along, and been blessing her along the way, but she's taken ownership, and that's such a big deal. So yeah.
Really great,
That's
Josh.
exciting.
Really great.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so happy for you.
And I guess I should include this. So I got her. This is not the business model. Okay. This is not the example to follow, but she's my sister. I'm really afraid that she's going to go downhill. She had lost eyesight, and she's a traveling social worker, and without the ability to travel, she's out of work. Right. And so I got her a bottle of each and gave it to her right before Christmas. And her eyesight improved enough to where she was able to legally drive again. So she's back on the job. She was on medical disability for a while. Now, I mean, she's not 18 with perfect eyesight, but she's functional. and that after just a couple of months. So, I mean, it's a huge, huge win. So,
That's amazing, Josh. Thank you
Wow.
so much for sharing that with us.
mhm.
Wow. Okay. Well, on that note, I don't know, but I think I might need to pass the baton over to our news anchor, Vibrant Life's news anchor, Megastar. Here is the baton. Look at that grin. She's so cute.
Adorable.
Oh, do you want to share screen?
Yes, ma'am. I was like, did she do it this time?
I did. Now,
Good.
so I don't know. Are you having technical difficulties? There
All right.
she finally
Here
figured
we
it out.
go. All right. This Thursday at 8 p.m. we have a Shred 10 Zoom. We're bringing those back into the mix, and so we're gonna have our special, my special Juice Plus Mama Wanda is gonna be speaking, and as well as Jenny, because they have spectacular shred stories, and we want to implement that this weekend and get ready for the next shred, and because that will give us time to have place those shred orders, and they can get it in time for the first of the month. So we're having that this Thursday at 8 p.m. And then we also want to let you know that fall conference, we were looking at dates today as a leadership team, and we saw that the next fall conference is going to be October 21st through the 23rd. So save the date for that. Put that in your calendar now. And I think Mama is going to actually throw some raffle tickets for those who mark that in the calendar and make that priority now. I'm going to make a post here after our call here, and so we can get that all rolling. So back to you, Mamel.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So we are definitely going to have, we're starting the Q bucket. Q bucket.
Take that back.
The
Start
NMD bucket, wasn't it?
The NMD bucket, which still only has
that one.
confetti. I don't know. That's so fun. So we're gonna at some point quit doing this.
And put actual raffle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anna's here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna start out filling our NMD bucket with raffle. Do you guys like the raffles? Should we even keep doing this?
Absolutely.
Okay, there's an awful lot of
That was-
excitement.
Pretty unanimous, ferocious nodding.
Considering the fact we gave away $700 this weekend from our Q bucket
Yeah.
and now NMD. So one of the things we're talking about today as a leadership team is, okay, so we call it the Big Rock events. So when you're growing a business, and has everybody heard the illustration about the big rocks? If you've got a container and you've got big rocks and you've got medium rocks and small rocks and then some pebbles and some sand, and you want, and those are all the things of your life. The big rocks are the big things like family vacation, conference,
Weddings.
the really big things like that. And then they get smaller, you know, as you go down the smaller things on down to the daily parts of life or the little pebbles in the sand. Well, if you put the little pebbles and the sand in first, those big rocks aren't going to fit. So you start with the big rocks and you put those in first. You plan for your family vacations and conference, because that's what's going to grow your business and that's going to grow your life. I mean, it's just the way it is. So
If you want a big business that brings in an income,
yeah,
then those have to go in first.
well said. I'm keeping her. So with that in mind, we're going to put that post up about conference, and then you're going to get 10 raffle tickets. I was wavering on 10 or 20. 10 raffle tickets for being able to say you wrote it on your calendar, October 21, 22, 23. And if you have a job you turned in the request to have that time off already. And if you have people that you live in a house with, you ran it by them and got the verbal, yes, I understand that you're going to be doing that time. So for that, you're going to be the first in the bucket. There should be a bonus for the very first person in the bucket. Yeah, there should be.
Josh is like me.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'm my own boss and I already took it off. So it's
I
on the
already have the
calendar.
time off too. And my kids, psh, they're telling me to get out their hair.
Okay,
What
I
up?
think Hannah and I should arm wrestle for it then.
Oh,
Great.
come on right now. 3, 2, 1.
Bam!
Hannah, that was awesome. Bam. You
I
guys,
got the time off. My kids, I'm the boss of them. And what was the third one? Put it on my calendar right here in my phone.
Mic drop.
seriously. Is this going to be the mic? Mic drop. All right, you guys, that's awesome. All right. And there is some possibility that we will be live in St. Louis, Missouri for conference this fall. We don't know yet. But with that in mind, I recommend that you mark your calendar from Wednesday to Sunday. You're going to
You
get
have travel time.
because you're going to get the best experience because you want to be there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but you don't want to travel in those days. So that's the very best experience is Wednesday through Sunday is what we recommend. So there you go. We're just like dying to be back together again and do that thing we do, which is a lot of fun. So there you go. I think maybe it might be time to move into some wows from conference. So I know that everybody was there a different amount, maybe from not at all to the whole thing. And we'd like to hear from several of you. Just let's keep it kind of short so everybody has a chance to share, but just 1 to 2 minutes at the most on what your favorite part was, you know, a couple quotes or however you want to share about that. We want to hear what you loved about conference. So who wants to go first?
I was gonna say Wanda was already ready,
Oh.
so.
Go, Wanda, go.
Yeah, I was thinking about this tonight. Well, after I listened to Lauren LaHave, and so I just jotted down 3 or 4 things that I feel like I gained from conference. And the first one I wrote down was a renewed sense of I can do this business.
Yay.
You know, because at times, you know, with the ups and downs of life and everything, it's like the doubts try to creep in, and it's like, no doubts. I can do this business. After hearing all the inspiring things of people saying of their struggles, it's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. The other thing is that the personal growth by getting uncomfortable is going to help me build my business. So there are times when personal growth is uncomfortable, you know, and where we have to step out and, you know, in your heart, you're supposed to talk to this person and you just, you know, as Lauren LaHave says, eat the frog, you know, and make that call. And the other thing is that doing the business and community is fun and it's empowering. So learn that this weekend with us being together. So, and you don't have to be perfect, just be authentic.
That's beautiful. And that speaker was my favorite part of conference.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I heard a rumor that somebody had something to share. She has red hair. She's my little sister. Her name's Renata.
Okay. When Dr. Smart talked, it really resonated with my own family, what she was saying. The struggles, the seeing her kids go through what they went through with their dad and the loss of their dad. And it just was emotional for me because I could feel the pain. You know, it's almost like I understood what she was trying to say, you know, and the struggles that she had to go out and, you know, support herself. She had to get out of the boat basically and walk on water. So she cared for her husband to the end, and that their daughters were so lost without their dad. And I don't want to leave that legacy for my family. I want to be healthy and strong to the very end, till Jesus calls me home. You know, and that's she did a lot of things. You know, I didn't even know she was a doctor till later on, and that she even wrote her own book. I mean, she's a pretty smart lady, and with a lot of motivation and stamina, and it was really good to hear what she had to say, that, you know, we're all in this together. It's not just one person going through it. We're all going through it together, you know. And sometimes even I have forgotten that, you know, because I see the struggle that I'm going through, and I don't want to put that burden on anybody else, but it does come out, especially through your own immediate family. They see it, and it's, you know, it's not always easy for them as well as for myself. And sometimes we tend to overlook things that are obvious. So, but that it was really good to hear her story, and that her husband didn't quit. I mean, there was no quit in him, even up to the very last day. He was asking her where his Juice Plus was.
Wow.
So that was amazing. That really, wow. He stayed strong, you know.
Wow.
So it just brought some clarity and more, you know, empathy for what she's went through. So, I mean, I've always seemed to, when someone's hurting, you know, like physically hurting, you can see it if they're walking down the street or whatever. I try to say a prayer for them because I know their struggle's real. So it's pretty neat.
Wow, Renata. Okay, I think there's the quote of the night. I want to be healthy and strong till Jesus calls me home.
Right.
I mean, what better thing could we say? And then when you're talking about how, you know, we can forget, I think we can forget that we're better together.
Right.
That's what I think is power. There's power in numbers, you know, that strand of 3 chords is not easily broken. And when we're together, we're really powerful in the Lord. So thank you for reminding us of that. And you know, and I think, you know, the enemy likes to try to isolate us out because he can more easily pick off the little lamb that wandered away. That's why we're so powerful together. And I just want to say to each one of us that, you know, when you do wander off a little bit, because the enemy's whispering in your ear, we miss you. You know, whoever it is, we're really, I don't know, we're just really powerful together. So thank you for that. Anybody else?
I really liked both of those speakers, but then I also really liked Dawn Rackman. She's always a winner. And she talked a lot about the power of 3 and how it's cool because it's the cord of 3 strands is not easily broken, but in practical business sense of it takes 3 trio orders to get your first promotion, and it takes 3 pluses under you to be QSC. And so it was very simple and practical and how to get your business qualified, but I don't know, I thought it was very good. Hannah, I think you would really love it because I know you want to get your business qualified. And she
Yeah.
was talking about the power of 3 and how to make that happen the fastest.
Right.
So I think what we're gonna do, we did this after conference last time and I forgot until I saw it in another Facebook group and went, oh yeah, we did the JP Live Night Owl version. So if anybody's interested, we want to do that this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night at 9 o'clock. That's the Night Owl version. Kids are all in bed. You've got your day all taken care of. And we're going to replay one portion of conference each night. So we're going
Some
to,
of the highlights.
yeah, we're going to pick out the highlights. Definitely, we're going to play Don Rathman
Lauren Lahab.
and Lauren Lahav. And then we're thinking either Instagram or creating community.
We'll have to rewatch. Well, to be determined.
Yes, but
Okay.
we're going to do that. And so keep your eye out for that if anybody wants to watch together and to continue to keep the excitement going and just getting fed, you know, we got to be poured into so that we can pour out to others. So we're going to do that. Anybody else? Welcome, Lori. We love you. Anybody else want to share a moment from conference? I'm going to look up my notes to Lauren Lahav real quick because she was far and away my favorite, and I could for sure pick out a quote.
That was the other cool thing was conference at home is not my favorite with a toddler. I mean, there's definitely perks to going away and leaving the toddler behind. But it was really cool because she sat on my lap and watched probably the second half of Lauren Lahav with us. And she was mesmerized and she just turned 3 and she sat on my lap and she watched. And then at the end, it was particularly moving and Ruby cried.
I looked over, you guys. I just happened to glance over. She was staring at the screen, mesmerized, and this massively large crocodile tear rolled down her face.
It was crazy. And she kept waiting for Lauren on the screen because it was a Zoom that was recorded. And so Ruby's being interactive, you know, with all of you guys. And so she kept waving to Lauren, wanting her to wave back. Like she was mesmerized.
She felt a connection with Lauren, and I always have as well. So it was stunning. Okay. Oh, here's just a little biblical thing. She said it's all about building and rebuilding in your business. She said the walls of Jerusalem were built 17 times. And isn't it easy to think that sometimes a line goes away or people cancel or whatever, and it's easy to think, you know, those voices come in and we know they're not of God and they say, well, maybe I'm not very good at this business or whatever. She said, no, the walls of Jerusalem were built 17 times. It's all about building and rebuilding. Never ever thought of it that way.
That's the ultimate stay in line.
Yep, that's always the message, isn't it? Stay in line. The people who get to the finish line are the ones who stayed in line. So I could go on and on about her, but
We'll just watch it together this week.
we will. So you can be moved as well. Anybody else?
Who else is
I didn't tell a lot of people, but during the pandemic, I did do a rest. But during that pandemic, I went to a lot of Zooms to do personal development. So the first video I did see, and This Is Me has always been a song with me, but like a lot of people who I'm sidelines or people I talk to, but I can't, that's your song, like that's your life song. And I said, why in there? Because your mom always said, you know, you're not skinny enough, good enough. When I wanted to go to NYU, she's like, you're too retarded for that. Like all the lies that I had to fight. Sorry, my ADHD is so, my interrupting something. was like, I had to go through that song. And when she spoke about comfort, like getting out of your comfort zones, I was terrified to get out of the comfort zone, to dig deep into my trauma, to dig deep into what was going on in my life. Like, I was like, no, I'm comfortable right here. I don't want to relive that. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to deal with it. It's not, but finally, when I got out of that comfort zone, I was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this head on. I got to change. I have to change. My kids need to see a change, mom. I need to say it. I need to see it. And I need to feel good enough about myself. And what she said, working about yourself. And it's okay. Last year I learned it's okay to be selfish, to take care of yourself, to do personal development. Like she said, you can't clean up your community unless you clean up your bathroom. I love when she said that, because that was me. I had a lot of cleaning up to do. And that just inspired me more when she spoke. Like, it was, and I haven't even told my team this, it was so uncomfortable for me to screenshot, because I was like, oh crap, they're going to see what I said and they're going to give me constructive criticism, be like, oh, Hannah, you should have not said that. I was so uncomfortable with that. But once I was like, no, they told me to start screenshotting. And I feel when I got out of those comfort zone is when my business started taking off. Even on Saturday with Megan, I was showing her my phone, working with that customer, like, hey, this is what I'm saying. I may look retarded. I may be authentically ditching the pitch, but help me. And I feel that's what that speaker reminded out, is keep getting out of those comfort zones, because sooner or later they're going to come comfortable. Then you're going to get new uncomfortable zones and go into it. And to finish my little spiel, I feel we went back to the house because we forgot something in the fridge, and the host was like, oh, I was like, well, you were an amazing host. I was like, our conference may be back down here again in St. Louis area. She automatically asked like, oh, what's the conference? And I was like, oh, Juice Plus, fruits and veggies, I would have never done that. I would have just been like, oh, I just never would have done that. And it's really cool. She knew about Juice Plus, and she's like, oh, I have grandbabies now. And I was like, Megan, get that. And I would have never done that before. With Bobby, even a person I ran into a doctor's office, I would have never been like, oh, I'm selling this now. I'm doing this now. I would just kind of be like, oh, good, go along your day. So I took away just that getting out of those comfort zones are hard, but worth it.
Wow.
Oh, wait. My shirt too. You are enough. I wear that all day.
Oh, yay. Hannah, you are the poster child for getting out of your comfort zone. You are doing so many things that terrified you 2 years ago. I'm so proud of you. And look at all the lives you're blessing because of it.
Did you see I posted my full body picture looking damn good? I would have never, well, I know my mom's blocked from my Facebook, but my dad isn't, so they can see it, but whoo, best thing I did.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody else have something they want to share? Okay, then. So one of the things that we wanted to roll out for you is Core Rank University. So are we going to watch that next week? Is that what we said? All right. So next Monday night on our team call, this training was from fall conference. Yes, fall conference. And they talked about Core Rank. So what is Core Rank? We're going to talk about that more next week, but just the synopsis of it is the core rank is QSC with a qualified business. And if you don't know what that means, we're going to talk about that next week. But that is like the core of your business is getting it that far. So everybody who comes on, we want to get you that far. And yet, and some people will want to go further, and that's great if they want to. But how do you do that? We don't always know how to do that. So last fall, we started what we called Core Rank University, and we have a couple of graduates on the screen. Who would that be? Dave and Megan. So the leaders just really poured into our people who are wanting to achieve core rank, and we just really built them up. And we've got a couple of graduates, and then we've got a couple in process as well. but we're rolling out a new class. They're like the sophomore class now of Core Rank University, and we're bringing in a freshman class. So if you would like to learn more about that, we would love to have you. I mean, it's just a great way to do that. You can hear more from them about what we did and how and why it was helpful to them. But also we're going to watch this training next week that just explains it. So come on back for that next week and just be thinking about if you want to jump in and be a part of our freshman class of Core Rank University. Great way to grow your business.
It is. And to give you some context, that's probably a paycheck between $300 and $500, depending on how many customers and all that you have. Does that sound about right, guys, for what your paychecks are?
Yeah.
So if that's what you want, a paycheck between $300 and $500 a month, then this is something that might be of interest to you.
Good one.
Thank you.
Other half of my brain right there. All right. And then I still need to do the 3+ drawing from March. Didn't forget about it, but I'm not prepared to do that right now. We're going to work on that. I'm going to work on finding a way to automate that so I can be a little more efficient on that. I'm getting better. Anything else we need to cover tonight, you guys? Did we get it all? Did I miss anything?
I think that's everything.
I think it's everything. All right. So we'll be putting some stuff out there about JP Live Night Owl Edition for those who want to pick up some of those trainings this week, late night, and more about Core Rank. And I think that's about it. As always, who can say the two things we always say at the end of the call?
Oh, I know one.
What? Which one?
You never know. I don't know if I were that, somebody out there could be praying right now and you have the answer.
Bingo. Yes. And what's the other thing I always say at the end, Megan?
Congratulations for showing up or something like that. You investing in your business and coming in investing in your business.
You invested in your business, your life, and this community. Your contribution means everything to me. And I know it means something to each other as well. So thank you for that. I love you guys. We're here for you. We'd love to help you set your conference to conference goals and to help you figure out how to reach them. So reach out to us so we can help you do that. And we love you madly. Bye.
Bye.